Contradict, they can't all be true. John 14:6 here says that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through him. If that statement's true, all other contradictory statements that come from other religions would have to be false. However, many people don't even know what other religions teach, and they think that it doesn't really matter what you believe, or they think that they all teach the same thing. If you don't believe me, Pew Research Center in 2010 gave a survey to about 3,000 Americans, and the average score was a 54% F. That's bad. And the highest scoring group were the atheists and agnostics. And Mormons outscored Christians on the Christian questions. I mean, seriously, in America we have a big problem, not just in the church, but across the board with all different religious adherents, of not knowing what religions actually teach. Another sign of this is another survey was given that shows that within the Christian church, many Christians are incorporating New Age practices into their Christian worship. They're practicing yoga. They're seeing psychics. They're believing that there are spirits and energies in trees. They read horoscopes. They believe in astrology. I mean, this is really scary stuff, and the Christian church needs to wake up. And the best way to counter the lie that all religions are equally valid and true is to know what they actually teach, so that you can then share with people how they contradict each other. And then beyond that, if you just know contradictions, all you've shown is that they can't all be true. You then need to be able to point to and show why we can trust that Jesus Christ is God, and that through his life, death, and resurrection, there is grace that is given to people free of charge that gives us eternal life, that keeps us from eternal death. I mean, that's the best news ever. And so to help the Christian church be able to teach everything I just said, I have this book, Contradict. They Can't All Be True. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it on Barnes & Noble, on their online site. You can go to your local bookstore dealer and ask for it, and they'll be able to order it for you. As a pastor or teacher, this will be an excellent tool for you. If people ask, what do Buddhists believe? You can turn to this. I have 20 key terms for Buddhism, for Hinduism, for Islam, for Judaism, for Christianity. If you know those 20 terms, you can essentially be able to share the basic history, teachings, practices, and beliefs of those 5 major religions. And if you know those 5 major religions, it'll be very easy for you to be able to understand and share what minor religions teach, because most of them branched off of those major religions. And so their teachings are very similar. This book then also builds a firm case for why we can trust the Gospels to be historically reliable, and that Jesus Christ died, was buried, and rose from the grave. That would be what affirms the Christian faith to be true. As the Apostle Paul said, if Christ didn't rise from the grave, the Christian faith is futile. Once you have all of that, this book then helps equip you to be able to share the message of what the religions believe and how Christ stands apart amongst them as being the way, the truth, and the life, with others, either through public evangelism or through conversation. And so if there are people that you know that you definitely think, are asking questions, like, is it arrogant if we say that Christianity is true and all the religions are wrong? If you know someone that's asking questions like, well, would a loving God really send people to hell? This book here will definitely help you to be able to equip them to have all their answers and doubts resolved by looking at the Bible and history, and then beyond that, looking at what other religions teach. I actually go through, and instead of just saying this is what Buddhists teach, this is what Hindus teach, this is what Muslims teach, I actually quote from their sacred sources, so you're getting it from the horse's mouth, essentially. So it's not just another Christian putting in place, this is what these people believe. You can actually pull this book open and have this as a resource on your shelf to be able to pull quotes from the Book of Mormon, from the Quran, from the Vedas, from the Dhammapada, from the Church of Scientology. All this is here for you, and it's a tool that I really think, if used, can benefit the church to become a beacon of light in America. Since as a whole, most Americans don't know religion. If Christians can come to be seen not only as experts on the Bible, but experts of all religions, people are going to start flocking to us for their spiritual information, not to the psychic down the road. All right? And so I honestly pray that if you're watching this and you're a teacher or pastor, that you buy this book, you read it, and you begin to teach and share this stuff with your congregation if you haven't already. All right, thank you very much for your time and attention. And I pray that God will bless you through Contradict.